considerable pressure on that shot. If he missed it, he was giving Higgins a frame-winning opportunity.
19. 21. 24.
Level pegging. Brown, blue and pink still needed. Could be a little straight on the brown for taste. I don't think he can get quite far enough down the table for ideal position on the blue. This blue is eminently missable.
Terry Griffiths.
But fortune favouring Griffiths there, leaving Higgins snookered. Another chance then. Blue and pink still needed. Dared not play that blue any slower.
Well, a rueful smile on Terry's face, though, because I think he anticipated kissing into the black there, which would have possibly kept him on the pink.
Griffiths, 6. Alex Higgins. Quiet, please.
So from this position, Higgins a strong favourite to take the pink and black he needs for game.
6.
No trouble at all. And Higgins leads by 2 frames to 1.
Well, that was a frame that Griffiths really should have won, and it proved costly for Higgins. Went on to take the 4th frame and enjoy a 3-to-1 advantage at the short interval. Well, they returned to the table, and of course it was absolutely vital that Griffiths should take that 5th frame to survive. We join it with the Welshman having already potted 2 reds.
That was very surprising indeed. Higgins, one of the best middle pocket potters in the game, missing one that was quite straightforward.
One. Three.
Hasn't split the pack as he intended.
Terry Griffiths, 3. 1.
The wrong angle on the brown to bring the cue ball at the table.
Alex Higgins, 1.
So, snooker behind the green was the shot. Fair amount of danger in this escape from Griffiths. Several loose reds.
Foul stroke, 7. Alex Higgins. One. Three. 4. 11. 12.
And as early in the frame as it is, this is clearly a frame-winning opening.
$17. Foul stroke, 17, Alex Higgins. 4, Kerry Griffiths.
Well, with the balls spread so widely, Griffiths will be quite pleased, I'm sure, that Higgins only scored 17 there.
One.
Yes, that was a good opening there from Higgins, but he just kept running that little bit out of position. And now the balls are very well placed. I think that Griffiths has got a choice of 2 reds there into the corner pocket and still retain position on the black.
Nine.
Particularly important frame this for Griffiths. If he can win it, he'll only be 1 behind. If he loses it, he'll be 3 down with 4 to play.
$16.
Well, this red that he's looking at now could be a key red if he can get it and just free the other reds. Obviously, it's not quite right. But
17.
I wouldn't think that he would run himself into any trouble now with 1 or 2 reds open.
$24. $25. $32. $33.
Well, that's not so good. The angle that Griffiths had left himself on the pink, difficult to get back on the reds. He's given himself a good chance in the centre pocket, but would have liked to have been in position to have got on those reds into the corner pocket, which would have been very much easier. Always that slight risk from a shot like this.
$40.
Higgins retiring to his
47.
seat, not expecting another shot this frame.
$48.
Higgins already 32 points behind, so Griffiths with this frame already sewn up.
$55. $57.
Highest break of the match so far, beating Higgins' 54 in the opening frame.
60. $64. $69. $75. 82 and frame to Terry Griffiths.
A bit of a crisis in the middle of the break, but otherwise very smooth indeed. An 82 clearance by Terry Griffiths. He pulls up to 1 frame behind at 2-3.
Sixth frame, Terry Griffiths to break.
No collision on the black to worry about with the angle for that pot. He could attempt it without undue danger.
Alex Higgins, 5.
Best of 9 frames, quarter-final.
Foul stroke. 4, Alex Higgins. One.
Not a great margin of error to get on the red at the back of that pack.
Five. Harry Griffiths, 5.
Yes, came a little too far with his shot from the brown and again left an awkward cutback.
1.
And this is a good chance for Higgins.
Eight. 9. 16. 16.
Well, it seems to me that the mid-session interval has changed the pattern of this match. Before the break, Higgins was much the sharper and more positive, deservedly led by 3 frames to 1, but since the mid-session interval, hasn't quite regained his earlier form, whereas Griffiths, who ended the last frame with a very nice 82 clearance, has, I think, been a little refreshed by the interval.
One. Four. Foul stroke. 4, Terry Griffiths. 4, Alex Higgins.
May have looked like bad luck, but in fact,
Please.
a poor shot contacted the red much too thin, and that affected the path of the cue ball.
I think that Higgins is just looking at the red there to see if it will just clip across the table. He won't be too anxious to open this bunch of reds. So therefore he's put Terry back in again, I think. Or is he looking for a free ball? Certainly can't be a free ball, but he certainly asked the referee for something. Well, he played it very well, clipped it nice and thin just to keep the reds bunched tightly together, making sure that he didn't knock one over one of the corner pockets. Well, that was a very indifferent shot there from Terry Griffiths, and I would say that he's quite fortunate to get out of it quite as well as that. This is a chance, but very, very difficult.
One.
Hoping to be on a baulk colour, but instead he has to run up behind one.
Alex Higgins, 1.
And not quite judging the pace of the table there. From the baulk cushion to the yellow spot. Giving Griffiths a clear sight of a red.
One. Five.
Terry Griffiths was a little bit short on that. Played to get at least another 12 inches close to this red.
Six.
And this must be considered again as certainly a very good chance of taking another frame. Perfect position on the blue.
$11. $12.
Struggling a little bit for position here. Hasn't got quite the angle he wanted on the black.
It was a very good shot, actually, Clive, because you say he didn't
19.
quite have the angle. That was the only red that he could get onto. Had to use a lot of power to
20.
get the pace into the cue ball.
$27. $28.
Not only obtaining position on the black, but nudging another red away, thus making this clearance that much easier. And now he's made it a little more difficult.
35. Terry Griffiths, 35.
The importance of this snooker, primarily tactical rather than to gain points. Higgins will be hoping that Griffiths leaves him an opening from here.
Yes, I would think Terry would be trying to make sure that the cue ball stays on the pocket side of the red to make it difficult to... Well, he decided to play the shot firm, and I would say a little bit unlucky to go around it.
Well, that was a real let-off. There was still a problem looming for Higgins in the form of the red, which is on the side cushion. But that was nevertheless a very bad miss.
One.
Griffiths trying to knock out the last red. Try to do it again.
8.
Yes, the red being so tight on the cushion, then the target was very small to make that cannon from the black.
Terry Griffiths, 8. Alex Higgins, 36. Terry Griffiths, 52.
Tremendous pot, and it could make all the difference between 4-2 to Higgins and 3-all.
Five. 7.
9 points behind, but the colours to the pink will do him here.
10. 14. 19.
'A very good red to get in. No mistake on the colours. Higgins leads by 4 frames to 2. He's attempting the black.
Alex Higgins,
But that was for amusement only.
Alex Higgins.
Higgins 2 up with 3 to play.
Well, that really was a crucial frame, wasn't it? It could so easily have gone the other way. Higgins applied the pressure after that missed red down the cushion and stretched his lead to 2 frames, as Clive said, 4 frames to 2. We'll take a short break and then we'll be back with the climax. And welcome back to Alex Higgins versus Terry Griffiths, with the dynamic Irishman leading in this quarter-final by 4 frames to 2, and Griffiths with an enormous problem coming up now to the 7th frame.
Trying to whip the cue ball round the angles. Instead, he took it into the jaws of the corner pocket.
One.
And Higgins should certainly damage the Welshman's chances here.
Well, this is a marvellous chance here for Higgins. The balls are spread out beautifully. No doubt he'll be wanting to finish this match off from this position.
Well. 13.
Well, he went into the reds then to disturb a few, but knowing that he'd got this planned, the 2 reds into the corner pocket.
21.
Knew that he could disturb a few reds there and still leave himself on that other red.
$28. 29. 36. 37.
I would think this time he'll just stun onto the red behind the black. Just get that one out of the way.
44. 45. 52.
Not such plain sailing now, but he might manage to nick this one in with the rest.
There is one red there, just in the middle of the reds will go, and
57.
also the one down the cushion.
$58.
Just looking at the position on that red in the centre of the bunch of reds. Played, I think, then to miss that
65.
red and get onto the other one.
66.
I think he'll have time to finish that cigarette. No stopping Higgins now.
Yes, this could
72.
be the highest break of the tournament, I think, so far.
73. 80.
And we must start to think in terms of Higgins exceeding his previous highest break of the tournament, 118.
81. 88.
There's a prize of £2,000 for the highest break. And this one could be in the high 130s.
$89. 95. 96. 102.
This has been a great break from Higgins. He was a little bit unlucky on that pink. He got a kick which threw the cue ball wider. Just lost position a little bit.
Five strokes.
Yes, that was very unlucky. It was
Alex
a tremendous
Higgins,
break.
102.
And a worthy finish to this quarter-final match. Higgins wins by 5 frames to 2. He goes into the semi-finals to play either Steve Davis or David Taylor.
So Alex denied an improvement on that 118 in the previous round, but nonetheless a typical hurricane finish. And he is now quoted as second favourite at 9-4 behind the world champion Steve Davis, who's at 6-4. John Virgo's at 5-1. Dennis Taylor, the Irish champion, 7-1. They meet tomorrow in their quarter-final. Dave Martin, the number 24 seed, who's done so well. You saw him beat Graham Miles. He's in the semi-finals. He's at 12-1. And David Taylor is 20-1. The outsider, no doubt, because he plays Steve Davis tomorrow in his quarter-final. Well, we'll have the highlights of those quarter-finals in our midweek sports special program tomorrow, plus the richest fight ever staged in the history of boxing, the fight between Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. All that in our program starting at 10:30 tomorrow night. Until then, from all of us here, it's good night.